more reserved, still holds the same love and admiration for the little children of the world, but he's on such a rigid, tight schedule now. He moves into the ring, and you can hear the crowd now, a tumultuous roar, as the ring announcer, Bruce Tharp, begins the introductions here for the World Heavyweight Championship match between the former world champion, Harley Race, and the current world champion, Dusty Rhodes. To introduce Dusty Rhodes being introduced, and a great cry from the crowd here as Dusty takes off the $10,000 gold and diamond studded NWA World Heavyweight Championship match, and we're getting set to get underway. Dusty Rhodes versus Harley Race, the world title on the line. The bell, and it is Rhodes moving out against Race. A one-fall championship match. It would be interesting to know what must be going on in their minds, John. If Rhodes is fired off those ropes, well on. Race catches him with a hip toss, comes down with that elbow. Race was out of the way in time. Race tried to bring him up for a two-play. Rhodes blocked it very nicely. Caught him in a vertical block now. And Race back on his feet. Rhodes, of course, has been under tremendous pressure since winning the title in June of this year. He has been on the road constantly, while Race has not. Race was able to break that regimen. He has had, if you will, the most of the summer to bring himself back into the finely tuned and honed shape that he wanted to be in, John.
It's one of the advantages of being a challenger. You're pointing for that one night. You get your nights to rest. You can eat your certain meals. You don't have to do all that traveling. The champion, some people are talking about all the stress that they're under. You try to be world champion for a while. You're under stress 24 hours a day, no let up. Plays probably 360, 65 nights a year. Meals in various countries. Different styles of living in various countries, and you have to accommodate yourself to that. Plus, you have to get yourself up to go up against the very best competition in that territory that you're going in to wrestle, no matter what part of the world it's in. I was a very strong vertical gut range, standing gut range, so Race pulled on Rhodes there. Should have taken effect. It sure took effect, but the stamina, strength, desire of Rhodes brings him back to his feet, and he puts him at a front headlock. Very devastating hold, as I've gone over that many times with you, Gordon. The hold is deceivingly simple in appearance, but devastating, excruciating pain, and takes away all your offensive tactics. All you think about right now is, how can I get out of here?
That's exactly what has to be going on in Harley Race's mind at this particular moment. I am sure now the thought of 7 times world champion is not nearly as important in his mind as escaping at the moment from this brutish head lock around his head. Now they're into those ring ropes. The referee will be calling for the break. It'll be interesting to see what happens on this break. Rhodes being extremely cautious, and Race catches him with a side headlock, brings him off the ropes.
Both these men know the value of a strong headlock. Race has been around enough. He knows how to counter that headlock, too, and he doesn't want to wear that headlock too long. He knows how excruciating it is. Back he's going into Harley Race's upper body head area there. They've got their plans. It would be fun. It wouldn't be. It would be almost coincidental if both of them had the same plan of an strong upper body head attack in the early part of the match. But that seems to be where the attack is by both of these giants of the ring at the present time.
Certainly does, and at the moment, of course, Dusty Rhodes holding the advantage. Let's bear this thought in mind, that these two men have clashed many times in the past. Both of them extremely well aware of the other's capabilities. By now, they must be able to tell things about each other that no other human being would possibly know unless they had been in competition with them. So I would imagine that Race trying to set him. And it was Rhodes blocking it as Race jumped to the canvas. He's got some problems. His 26th vertebrae taking some punishment that time. And this time, Dusty Rhodes has him up for the pile driver. And that could well be. No, sir. Outside the rope. Outside the rope. And so Race, the ring general that he is, got that leg outside the ring rope. And I think it's important, John, many people may not realize it, but it's extremely crucial for a wrestler to know his exact position in the ring at all times.
These fellas don't know what foot of the ring they're in. They know what quarter of an inch of the ring they're in. Both of these wrestlers, too. Dory Funk's another one in that same category. Jack Briscoe's another one in that same category. They know exactly where they are in the ring. It's uncanny with their positioning. They just have a mental, it's just a sixth or seventh sense to them. They know exactly where they are.
It's Race driving a knee to the midsection now, the world champion, Dusty Rhodes. You know, Rhodes made an interesting comment to me. He said, you know, Gordon, he said, I'm going to be traveling a lot more than most champions. And I said, why? Well, I made it a point in my quest for the World Heavyweight Championship of wrestling in every town, every hamlet, every place that it was available, be it a high school gymnasium or the largest coliseum. And he said, just because I'm world champion, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to forget the people who came to the high schools, who came to the gymnasiums to watch me in action when they knew that I had a chance of becoming the world champion. He said, now that I'm there, I want them to have the same opportunity as those people in the larger metropolitan areas. And very frankly, John, that in a sense is going to cost him money and could cost him the title.
It's true, but he wouldn't want to be the champion any other way. He is the people's champion. He always said he was going to be the people's champion. He's proving it now. He is. He's one of the, I think he's one of the finest champions we've ever had. Now, I've been around, I don't want to say how long I've been around, and I've seen most of them since 1930. But he just electrifies me. I think he's going to be one of the greatest champions we've ever had, and so far he's proving just that. And I did not mean to say that when Rhodes won that world title his way, and not through the orthodox style that most other wrestlers win it, that Rhodes is not an accomplished wrestler. He knows his wrestling inside and out. Let's not make that mistake. Let's not be portray that mistake. He just sat here a few moments ago, and he pointed out to me, well, the mistake the wrestler was making and could have gotten himself in a lot of trouble. For the fact he didn't hook that leg.
Excellent point, and of course, and Race back on one knee, studying Rhodes once again. Now, bear in mind, Dusty Rhodes defeated Harley Race once before for the World Heavyweight Championship, held that title for 6 days. Race came back, took on Rhodes in a match. Rhodes had his arm broken, was not aware of the fact that it was actually broken, but he knew that his arm was useless. Anyway, Race won the title back. One of the 6 times that Race has been the World Heavyweight Champion. And I bring this up only to point out that Race knows what it is to have Rhodes down for the 3 count. Rhodes knows what it is to have Race down for the 3 count. So consequently, in this match, it could very easily go either way. And it is Rhodes now clamping down with a sleeper hold. And now, this is something you don't see Dusty Rhodes do very often. But he must feel, John, that he wants to put Harley Race away as quickly as possible to keep that title and perhaps stave off the possibility of a rematch.
I may be mistaken, but as I pointed out earlier in the match, his attack was to the head of Race. And I don't know if this is the point that he was driving for or not. But he's coming right back into that head area, and possibly that sleeper, that might be the move that he has been trying to set up.
Might be indeed, but Race caught him again. And this is the thing, Race is such a totally versatile competitor. And it looks to me, John, like our time is completely running out on us. And all we're going to be able to do is sit here and watch. The action has gone outside the ring. Harley Race getting set to move back into the ring. The count is on. That's all for this week. We'll see you again next week.